Hey guys, Sean here, and I'm dead chuffed to tell you that today's video is brought to you by Squarespace, which is just a little bit awesome. Tell you more about that now in a bit. Hi guys, and welcome to our little crash course on Star Trek. Now, just before we start this list, just want you to know, I haven't arranged these in order of, what's the best episode, what's the worst episode, but more as a kind of suggested introduction order. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm Sean Ferrick for Trek Culture, and here are the 10 best episodes to introduce newbies to Star Trek. Number 10, The City on the Edge of Forever. Now, this is one of the originally best episodes of Star Trek, and it, for very, very fair reasons, continually turns up on a lot of greatest lists. Now, this obviously introduces us to the Guardian of Forever. We get a really good understanding of Kirk in this episode, but also Spock, and about how they balance each other out. Joan Collins is fantastic as Edith Keeler, and although poor old DeForest Kelley doesn't get an awful lot to do, he serves as a great catalyst, but a really important part of the Holy Trinity, if you like. The ending of the episode really kicks you in the stomach, but it also is a fantastic introductory drug, if you like, to getting people to go, oh, Star Trek deals with some pretty heady topics. It's a great place to start. Number 9, AMOK Time. Then, once you've got people hooked, you want to show them the OG Vulcan episode of Star Trek. This is the one where Leonard Nimoy gets to just let loose. We also get a little bit of ripped shirt Kirk. We get the Vulcan salute as well. We get it all. We also get that music, which I'm singing so loudly in my head right now. Right. It's one of those classic moments of Star Trek where you see both Kirk and Spock fight it out. Kirk is apparently killed, and then of course there's that moment at the end of the episode. It's vintage Star Trek, and it's critical for showing just how deep the relationship between Spock and Kirk is. AMOK Time is essential introductory viewing. Number 8, Q-Who. Okay, jumping forward quite a number of years here, I'm actually skipping over the first season of The Next Generation altogether because, let's be honest, it's a little bit rough, and if you want to introduce somebody in 2021 to Star Trek, it's potentially not the best place to start. So I actually suggest Q-Who. This is the seminal second season episode of The Next Generation. It introduces the Borg to us. We get really some of the best John Delancey has given us as Q, and we also discover that Q and Guinan have a bit of a backstory that hopefully Star Trek Picard is going to elaborate on. Q-Who is also essential for showing us that there are baddies that the Enterprise can't beat. I mean, this is a scary episode of Star Trek. It's essential to understanding probably the best villains of Star Trek overall, but also really seeing that sometimes the Enterprise is out of their depth. Number 7, Yesterday's Enterprise. Any list of best of Next Generation would be wrong without this episode. Not to put too fine a point on it. There is slight, there's a lot of backstory to get this episode. By the way, Tasha Yar died in the other universe. Okay, there you go, you're set up for this one. The introduction of the Enterprise C as well, it's, fairly important to show any potential new audience member the evolution of Star Trek. You get a shot of the Monster Maroon uniforms as well, and if this list, which it is going to skip over the movies, you have to include those Monster Maroons, goddammit. Yesterday's Enterprise is some of the best of the Next Generation. The acting is absolutely on point from everyone. Denise Crosby is fantastic as the returning Tasha Yar. It's pretty unmissable television, and it's a fairly good one for getting people hooked. Hello my wee Trekkies, Sean Ferrick here for Trek Culture, and I want to talk to you about something really awesome that has been happening, and that is our collaboration with Squarespace. Squarespace are an easy to use and visually stunning stunning online platform that allows you to build your own website. You want to do a blog? Squarespace has you covered. You want to put your portfolio up online to show off to people? Squarespace has you covered. You want to do a newsletter where we discuss how Bashir and Garrick were always the endgame couple in all of Star Trek? You better believe Squarespace has you covered. Now, What Culture at Large has been working with building a merch store. Squarespace has been allowing this to happen, which means finally, guys, you can have a t-shirt with my face on the front of it. What's that, Adam? You won't be getting a t-shirt with my face because we do not have the rights to use my face. We do have some really awesome What Culture stuff coming at you via Squarespace soon. In addition to some pretty awesome third-party tools, Squarespace has really powerful e-commerce tools that allows you to manage inventory, promote products, and also push those products out to all different types of social media. It's pretty awesome. How does it get more awesome, you ask? Oh, you lovely people, I'm here with some money off for you. If you head over to Squarespace now, you can get a free trial of their products. But when you are ready to make that purchase, go to squarespace.com/Trek Culture and you will get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Guys, this is not a deal that is to be missed. This is awesome. You are awesome. Now back to the video. Number 6, Duet. Alright, we're going to jump forward again now to Deep Space Nine, and this time I am going to include some Season 1 because Duet is just simply that good. Nana Visitor is excellent as Major Kira, this is probably her best episode, certainly of the first, and I'm going to say second seasons as well. Harris Yulin is phenomenal as Eamon Maritza, and the storyline, it tells you everything you need to know about the Bajoran occupation, about the relationship between the Cardassians and the Bajoran people, and about how Starfleet is sometimes kind of caught up in this, you wouldn't call it a blood feud, but you can definitely take from this the hatred between these two people. This also is a great way to depict just how different Deep Space Nine is from the rest of the franchise. So if you're going to introduce somebody to DS9, and if you're not going to do Emissary, which you still totally could, Duet is a great one to go for. Number 5, Our Man Bashir. Okay, this is a little bit of a left turn here because you're going from one of the darker episodes to one of the funnier episodes. And I feel that Our Man Bashir, it's a great example of just showing Trek being silly. You know what I mean? When you have a show, particularly like DS9, that spends a lot of time quite dark and dreary, let's be honest, Our Man Bashir is such a jewel in the crown when it comes to that. Alexander Siddig is obviously fantastic in the title role, but Andrew Robinson is here. We get some great Garrick and Bashir moments. We get the rest of the cast pretty much just having a ball all the way through. It's just a great, fun episode of Star Trek. I could have included Trials and Tribulations here, but I feel Trials and Tribulations works best if you're already deep in Star Trek. Whereas this one, there's less world building needed. You can just kind of enjoy it, and it's gonna probably get you to watch a little bit more Star Trek as well. Number 4, Scorpion. Now, this two-parter from Star Trek Voyager served as a kind of a tiny soft reboot of Voyager. So you had the first 3 seasons, which of course had Jennifer Lien as Kess, and when it came up to the end of the 3rd season, Lien was fired and Jerry Ryan was brought on as 7 of 9 from season 4, episode 1. But also, you can really tell that the writers, they got a great groove going on with season 4 in particular. But Scorpion is among the best that Voyager has to offer. Species 8472 are a fantastic and frankly scary villain. Realised entirely in CGI, they were a real achievement for the series as well. Scorpion is one of those episodes where it's a bit hard not to get hooked on the events. Everyone is firing on all cylinders. Kate Mulgrew is fantastic as Janeway in these episodes. But you also get some really good Robert Beltran. Everyone is just on form. If you watch Scorpion and you still don't like Voyager, you're probably not going to like Voyager overall as a show. Number 3, Year of Hell. It's flip of a coin as to which one is better, Year of Hell or Scorpion. But again, potentially I'm cheating, by the way, of using these two-parters here to take these single slots, but how good is Year of Hell? The one criticism that the episode gets is that it's only 2 episodes long. It should have been an entire season, which I completely agree with, by the way. It really shows everyone at their best, but also at their extreme limits. It shows you what punishment Voyager can take as well. But because of that reset button at the end, it's a great way of giving everyone who would be watching it for the first time a real taste of what the show can be, without having to go, oh, hang on, shoot, no, we needed a backstory there and this and that and this and that. And there's also that little reference to Star Trek First Contact in there as well, which might be a nice way of enticing people to watch it a little bit more. So Year of Hell definitely should be on an introductory list to Star Trek. Number 2, Brother. Now, going up to Star Trek Discovery, and with all deference to Star Trek Enterprise, Enterprise works better if you're already a Trekkie. It's not amazing for getting new fans in. Enterprise, I love you, please don't take that as a slight. Brother serves as the beginning of Star Trek Discovery's 2nd season, and a little bit in the way that Scorpion served as a soft reboot for Voyager, Brother serves as a soft reboot for Discovery. It helps us get away from that first heavy season with the Klingon War, and it gives that sort of hopeful tone back to Star Trek. Now, a lot of the thanks for this goes to Anson Mount as Captain Pike. He comes in and immediately it feels like he's been there forever. We get some great mysteries when it comes to what the Red Angel is. Now, whether the payoff was what we wanted it to be. Brother is, in my humble opinion, a better introductory episode of Star Trek Discovery than the Vulcan Hello and Battle of the Binary Stars. I think this would be a great one for getting new people into Star Trek. Number 1, Second Contact. The first episode of Star Trek Lower Decks is perfect in its tone for getting new people on board, which of course that was the point. It's chock full of references so that returning viewers will get an awful lot of, just shits and giggles out of it. I feel that it's a safe way of kind of introducing people to Star Trek as well. The tone is so light. It's both heavy on lore and it's not heavy on lore. It looks gorgeous. Frankly, I think this would be a winning way of getting newbies to kind of give Star Trek a chance. So what do you think of our list of 10 episodes to introduce newbies to Star Trek? Would you add any to this list? Would you take any away from this list? Do you feel that by skipping over Enterprise, I have lost all of my credibility as a presenter about Star Trek? Let me know in the comments below. Please be nice. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Remember, you can catch us over on Twitter at TrekCulture. You can catch myself on Twitter and Instagram at Sean Ferrick. Whatever you do in the meantime, hopefully introducing new people to Star Trek, but look after yourself, look after your friends and family, and live long and prosper. Thanks, guys.